Since its inception, Alliance Health has held tight to the principle that people can and do recover from behavioral health illnesses. To make this principle a reality, we are working to nurture a culture within our organization that is focused on and responsive to the individuals we serve. To do this requires a rethinking of people's capacity to recover, the services available to them, and the role of providers and community stakeholders in facilitating the recovery process. We must continue to take steps to ensure a common understanding of recovery among our providers and across the community at large. At Alliance, we're working towards a recovery-focused system of care, collaborating to provide an effective network of resources for community members and families experiencing emotional distress and disability-related needs, so they can heal, have hope for the future, and live personally meaningful lives. To this end, we're building a continuum of residential options that allow individuals to live as they choose, to experience the dignity of risk, and to have the independence and life experience all of us want. What follows is one of a series of 6 trainings that provide some basic tools needed to support the people we serve with the dignity and respect they deserve, to improve our communities by allowing them to experience all of their citizens' different gifts, and to enjoy inclusive neighborhoods that embrace the value of every member.
What if someone in a position of power over you told you that today your life is as good as it will ever get? How would you feel? If you believe this to be true, would you think differently about your future? When I say the word recovery, what first comes to mind? It is not about maintenance or stabilization or baseline. Rather, recovery is a process of change through which individuals improve their health and wellness, live a self-directed life, and strive to reach their full potential. We celebrate this spirit as we are in a unique position to choose to partner with individuals in their recovery and to empower them as they make choices about what they want for their future.
And I told you about 4 things. And those 4 things were the lowest points in my life, which I call relapses. Because whether it was the first time I fell or if I got better and I fell back, it had the same effect. And yes, I suffered greatly, but I gained something from every relapse. 1, empathy. What is it like to live with mental illness? 2, I saw how much my friends cared about me, something I was so delusional I couldn't see on my own. 3, I witnessed what the illness took away from me, but I also saw what I could gain from it. And 4, that relapse is part of recovery, that I will fall over and over again. But the important thing is to be proactive about relapse, not reactive to it. To stay vigilant and take care of myself. Because my relapses, my struggles have made me the person I am today. If I did not struggle, I would not have found my passion.
When you hear the following statement, does this ring true or false to you? Recovery is possible for only a few select people with mental illness. People who have had lifelong symptoms and hospitalizations can only expect stabilization. This statement is false. Research supports that recovery from mental illness is not a new or unique phenomenon. When a recovery-oriented system of care approach is used to support people, recovery is enhanced.
A recovery-oriented system of care, first there's about 18 elements that go into a recovery-oriented system of care. I won't try to tell you each one of them, but there's some key ones that I think are extremely important. One, that it's a system that's built on the foundation of hope. If you have a mental illness or a substance use disorder or intellectual and developmental disability and you've struggled with life, then there are times in your life when you feel absolutely hopeless, and that's not a great place to be. So we have to have a system that really is grounded in the fact that people can and do get better and do have the lives that they really want. Another one of the points is that it's really more of we talk about person-centered care here, and that's a great theory, but a recovery-oriented system of care takes it a little bit farther, and it becomes more of a person-driven care. And what the difference is if we bring somebody into a room and we listen to what they have to say, and then we tell them what they need to do to try to go get better and try to support them in that way, that's one way to do things. We really are putting them at the center of the plan. But in a person-driven system, we bring that same person into the room. We ask them what they want their life to look like, and then we find the supports and things that they need to be able to attain those goals in their life. And so it's them driving the process and not us, telling us what their life is like. A couple of the other things is it really is strength-based. We talk a lot here about disabilities, and we don't want to downplay the fact that disabilities are real and that we have to acknowledge those and deal with those up front. But people have many more strengths than they have disabilities. And so we want to focus on what they can do more so than what they can't do. And then the last thing that I'd really say about a recovery-oriented system of care is it's outcomes-driven. Where do we want to get out of it? What do we want to see happen in somebody's life, or what do they want to see happen in their life? And are we successful in doing that? So we really have to take a look at whether we have accomplished that or not.
The concept of recovery emerged from people served and their reaction to the treatment they received, including overuse of medications, lack of choice, use of force, and a focus on deficits and diagnoses. Beginning in the early 1980s, personal accounts of mental wellness began to emerge. Initial stories of persons served and their journeys to wellness did not use the word recovery. Rather, they opted for words such as well-being and mental wellness. Does the following statement ring true or false to you? In the recovery model, people served are viewed from the perspective of temporarily undergoing a period of distress that, given the appropriate supports, information, and opportunity, they can and will recover. This statement is true. Recovery is defined by the person. Someone may always have symptoms, but they are but one part of them. They don't define them or their life. Recovery is about an improved quality of life despite the illness. Mental illness is viewed similarly to physical illness. That is, with the right care, lifestyle, skills training, and support, people can expect to live a fulfilling life.
Relapse is part of recovery is a phrase I'm borrowing from addiction and applying to mental health, but relapses occur in all areas of life. There are relapses in careers, relapses in relationships, relapses in societies. And that's something I realized last year when I was quite depressed and I was watching a movie called Sing. And in the movie, there is a main character who's a koala named Buster Moon who loses his prize theater and everything else, so he resorts to washing cars with his tiny furry body. He has relapsed. When his friend comes and reminds him of something Buster always says, "You know what's great about hitting rock bottom? There's only one way to go, and that's up." I cried when he said that because in that moment I fully identified with the koala. I realized that I was going to get better and I was going to be stronger. I decided to interview 50 people to see if relapse as part of recovery goes beyond me and a koala, and I can say that it does.
Now let's take a look at the 8 dimensions of wellness. These are about living a fulfilling life and enhancing the recovery process. It is holistic, self-directed, evolving, and multidimensional. In order to truly flourish, all dimensions require attention. Emotional focuses on coping effectively with life and creating positive, healthy relationships. Financial addresses satisfaction with current and future financial situations. Social includes developing a sense of connection, belonging, a meaningful support system. Spiritual encourages expanding our sense of meaning and purpose in life. Occupational is about personal satisfaction through a fulfilling career. Physical supports the need for physical activity, diet, nutrition, and sleep. Intellectual allows you to fully recognize your unique creative abilities, which allow you to expand knowledge and skills. Environmental highlights the importance of occupying a pleasant, stimulating environment that supports well-being. Let's take a moment to think about what people with mental health challenges want. Think about how this compares to what you want in life. They want meaningful ways to contribute. People need meaning and purpose in life. If tomorrow looks just like today, what's the point? They want opportunities to participate in meaningful activities such as employment or volunteer work. They want to love and be loved in every way possible: friendships, companionship, intimacy. They want to be valued, to have an identity other than being a mental patient, a group home consumer, or client. Rather, to be a homeowner, a tenant, sister, aunt, mother, brother, husband, student, employee. They want safety, respect, rights, and personal control. So what else do people with mental health challenges want? Choice, options, and opportunities based on what they value, just like we do. Maybe I don't want to go to bed at 6 p.m. or don't want mac and cheese for dinner tonight. Maybe I want to sleep in on Saturday. They want hope to have a life worth living, to work, to have a home, to have a family. They want a home, not a placement, not a slot, not housing, but rather a home. This is typically not a congregate care setting, not a group home or transitional housing. People want a real place they can call home. As you think about what you've learned today about recovery knowledge, what can you do in your daily work to help promote independent living and enhance recovery of individuals you are working with who may be living in congregate care settings? Are there identified clinical interventions in place that focus on recovery principles to help people served learn to believe in themselves, to recognize and value their strengths, needs, and desires, to realize their capacity to find purpose and enjoyment in their lives? Next, do these interventions help or hinder the 8 dimensions of wellness and recovery? And then finally, are we helping individuals to focus on their potential for growth, to help create options, choices, and to think differently about the same situation? The recovery model encourages us to give up the control and power and rather serve as a partner in people's recovery, to listen, support, not judge, but rather to motivate, inspire, believe, instill hope, empower, and to be ever mindful of ways we can choose to promote recovery to help all individuals we serve improve their health and wellness, live a self-directed life, and strive to reach their full potential.